hacemos daño. A nadie le hacemos daño.
A criminal search warrant in El Cajon leads to ICE agents arresting multiple people. What relatives and HSI have to say about it.
Plus, how voters in the South Bay can cast their ballots in person for their county supervisor pick.
The clearest path to insurability is reducing risk.
California's first wildfire-resistant neighborhood is in San Diego.
It was amazing! Go Padres!
The Padres win the first game of the season. What's in store for opening weekend? It's 6 a.m. on Friday, March 28th, and you're up with CBS 8. Hey, go Padres. Now, undefeated Padres.
Amazing.
1-0. Thanks for joining us at 6 a.m., everyone. I'm Eric Connors.
I like that we started our season this way. I'm Netta Irampur. Glad you're with us on this Friday. Meteorologist Evan Rani here to let us know what the weekend has in store.
That's right. Friar Friday, as we call it.
Yeah.
Party in the park day.
Friar weekend. How about this?
It really is. That we're hoping it is, at least. I mean, we brought the energy for our first game, and that was yesterday. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you spent some time outside in the sunshine. Today, we're going to be moving in a similar direction. Temperatures are a bit cooler. We also woke up this morning to a little bit of drizzle and mist out there, enough to dampen the roads. So the big difference on hand is whether or not we'll see as much of the sun today, because a lot of our models hold on to that cloud cover. Also going to be a bit breezy out over the mountains and deserts. In the meantime, we'll leave you with this live look outside from Mount Soledad. Coming up, we're going to be talking about what the weekend forecast looks like. Back to you.
Okay, Evan, thank you so much. And now to our top story this morning. Multiple people are under arrest following an immigration raid in El Cajon.
Federal agents left a warehouse late last night after being there for several hours. CBS 8's Regina Yarita live in El Cajon now with the latest on this raid here. Regina.
Yeah, good morning, guys. And it appears ICE agents were here for hours, as well as other law enforcement, including HSI. They left around 9 p.m. last night, but it was a pretty intense scene with federal officials arresting multiple people here at San Diego Powder and Protective Coatings. It's a local business in El Cajon. What you're looking at is aerial footage showing that large presence of federal law enforcement. You can see multiple people outside the building, some handcuffed with zip ties, being escorted away by Homeland Security investigations agents. Quickly outside the facility gates, family members started showing up, hoping for updates from loved ones who might have been taken into custody by law enforcement. So you could definitely notice the emotional toll that started to trigger here. Now, according to the unsealed search warrant, HSI requested this search, claiming the business was harboring and employing migrants. It also states many employees did not have permanent legal status and had fraudulent documents and false statements to the Commissioner of Social Security. Documents obtained by CBS 8 also showed that in 2022, the business came into federal attention during a drug trafficking investigation. And just last month, agents began investigating people suspected of being employed while being undocumented. But that search warrant also says that investigators were looking for several items, including business operation records, company information, financial records, and payroll, as well as tax information. During that ICE raid, we did hear from relatives and also HSI. So take a listen to what HSI told us.
Executed a criminal search warrant for worksite enforcement violations. This was done in conjunction with our DOJ and DHS federal partners.
Now, it's unclear how many people were arrested during this ICE raid. What we do know is that federal officials told us that at least 20 people were taken into custody, some for administrative, others for criminal arrest. Eric and Netta, I'll send it back to you.
The whole building collapsed.
Oh, really shocking to see from all of that shaking. Look at this video here. New this morning, at least 3 people are dead after a 7.7 magnitude earthquake rocked Thailand and Myanmar. The victims killed were in a high-rise building that collapsed. That was in Bangkok. It came crumbling down. 90 others are missing in that same collapse. The quake's epicenter was near Mandalay, which is Myanmar's second largest city. There was also a 6.4 magnitude aftershock. The shaking was even felt in parts of China.
Starting tomorrow, select vote centers will open for people living in District 1.
A special election is being held now to fill Nora Vargas's empty county supervisor seat. CBS 8's Chris Grow live outside Chula Vista City Hall. That's one of the spots that will open early tomorrow for early voting, Chris.
It is, and there's also another location in Chula Vista as well as locations across District 1 because they are trying to increase voter turnout here when you have special elections, especially one so close in time to the general election that we saw take place in November. Voter turnout can be low, and so they want to make sure that everyone that is within this district has the opportunity to cast their ballot here to decide who represents them on the County Board of Supervisors. Now, more than 370,000 registered voters have already been mailed reminder postcards. Many of them should have already received mail-in ballots. Now, if you were registered and active, you should have received those mail-in ballots at March 10th. Now, you can still fill that out and drop that off in person starting tomorrow at one of these locations that opens up. You can also drop that off today at the Kearney Mesa Registrar of Voters. But those centers are going to open up here in Chula Vista, 2 of them, but then one in Imperial Beach, Bonita, Mountain View, San Ysidro, and Spring Valley. Now, as for what we are looking at here, of course, is to decide who will replace Supervisor Nora Vargas, who resigned shortly after winning the general election in November. This Board of Supervisors had the option to go ahead and hold a special election or to choose someone to fill that seat, that term ending. Again, there's pretty much a full term, I should say. Now, as for when we are going to see April 8th, that is going to be the last day of voting. So these voting centers will be open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. until April 8th, but there will be 6 additional centers that will open with additional hours. Now, the way that this is going to work is that it is a simple majority of the candidates that are on that ballot. If one of them receives 51 or more of the votes, that person will fill the seat. If we do not see someone with a majority of the votes, then the top 2 vote getters will move to another special election. And that is why the county, the Registrar of Voters, trying to make sure that many people vote, that we have as much voter turnout as we possibly can here for a special election. Eric Netta.
Chris, thank you for letting people know. A man is under arrest this morning accused in a series of burglaries across San Diego. In the last 3 months, 7 businesses were broken into, including Faye Diner in Scripps Ranch, Pho Hung Express, and Fine Indian Cuisine in Rancho Bernardo. Total damages are over $13,000. Wow. Last Friday, using license plate readers, police arrested and charged Eugene Mendiola with 7 counts of commercial burglary. Mendiola is also suspected in cases in Chula Vista, El Cajon, Escondido, and Oceanside.
Ground ball right side. Cronenworth on to first. Padres win the home opener.
Day 1 victory for the San Diego Padres. They began the 2025 season by beating the Atlanta Braves 7-4 at Petco Park yesterday. They had a 4-run rally in the 7th inning. Newcomer Gavin Sheets launched a pinch hit game-tying homer. Fernando Tatis Jr. had 3 hits. Center fielder Jackson Merrill drove in 4 runs. It was a rematch of last year's wild card series, which the Padres won. Fans are all fired up.
Go! Yeah! Let's go Padres!
We love the Padres. The Padres are the greatest team in all of baseball. If you don't think so, let's go Padres! Exactly what my man said. All about the Padres, baby.
Oh, we're back, baby. Go Padres! Go Padres!
First pitch today, 6:40 p.m. Petco Park hosts a party in the park every Friday home game with drink specials before the game. And a reminder, there will be increased trolley service for opening weekend. Trolleys will run every 15 minutes before and after games.
I love this so
yes.
much. To see San Diego come together like this again,
we're pumped up.
Yeah, totally.
Love it. Hey, heads up if you are going to today's game, the first 40,000 fans getting this opening series hat, and they are bright. You won't be missed. You can tell your party, like, if you can't find me, just look for the bright yellow hat you can see from space.
Right. But, I mean, they are fun. Obviously, sun protection. So
yes.
And it's, you know, they have the new styles.
Yeah, these are raised on the top here. What do you think? An old trucker hat style, which is nice because when it's really hot out, this kind of breathe
aerates.
here.
Yes,
Aerates,
true,
yeah.
True.
So what do you think?
So get there early because what? We'll have 40,000.
First
You gotta be
40,000.
The first 40,000. We filled the stadium yesterday.
That's
Petco
right,
got
we did.
More than 45,000.
Yeah, set a record.
You can watch some of this season's Padres games right here. CBS 8 and the CW will be televising 10 Saturday games for free. That means you don't have to subscribe to do anything. You don't have to pay a dime. We are the official over-the-air broadcast, home of the Padres, the first game that will be airing here on April 26th.
That's right. Let's keep it going. Keep the wins going. You know, have you had a chance to? Let me just see. There we go. Good catch.
I like how you're doing it backwards. Sorry, I had my remote in my hand.
There we go.
I think that's
Yeah, he looks a little backwards style. Oh yeah, I like it. You could rock that to tonight's game.
I'll keep it on. Why not?
There we
Do my
go.
whole forecast in this. I mean, the thing is, people might be a little frustrated with me because yesterday we had the sunshine
Yes,
all
it was
across
nice.
the county.
Beautiful.
It's going to be a little more cloudy today.
Oh, man.
So
You can deal with it.
that's not a guarantee that it's going to stay cloudy all day necessarily, but it is a likelihood that we are going to hold on to that layer of clouds for a good portion of it and for maybe a little longer into the day. That's not an issue just for today either. It's an issue that we're going to have every day moving forward. Deeper marine layer with some patchy AM drizzle. Breezy at times, mainly across our local mountains and deserts, and then a better chance for some rain as we get into next week. That's going to be the chance next week, instead of that patchy drizzle, for some widespread measurable precipitation in the forecast. Looking at your high surf advisory, that's going to be in effect until 4 p.m. It's along the entirety of the coastline, large waves 5 to 8 feet, some sets up to 9 feet. Check in with a lifeguard if you're not an experienced surfer or swimmer. Temperatures out there are mostly in the 60s, 60 for PB this afternoon. So I feel like a PB bro with this hat on, so it fits perfectly. 64 for San Diego, 62 for Coronado this afternoon, and 62 for National City and Chula Vista out there. When you look up the coastline, 64 for Carlsbad, 62 for Vista, and 60 for Poway. So you can see across the board how those temperatures are cooler than they were all week long. Monday and Tuesday were those very warm days. Wednesday, Thursday, we started that cool down, and really this is kind of our low point where we're reaching the coolest point of the week. Out the door right now, mainly 50s, and it looks like our rain chances don't really go anywhere in the next 7 to 8 days. Again, Wednesday, Thursday of next week seems to be our best chance, if any, for something to come about. Let's check in on traffic. We were looking at it just about a half hour ago and seeing that there were no major crashes. That's still the case as we look at our traffic map here. So no crashes, and also volume is still rather light. But we do have one stalled vehicle that's out in the El Cajon area. We've got a lane blocked on the 8 eastbound. This is at Johnson Avenue, not causing any major backups, but do keep in mind that you might be running into some slower speeds once volume picks up this morning. Taking a look at your border wait times, it is a little bit faster than yesterday. San Ysidro Port of Entry going to take you about an hour. Otay Mesa Port of Entry, you should be able to get across in under an hour, about 40 minutes in total.